is Nix Marikuma. I am the owner of Marikuma Healing, where we heal our mind, body, soul, and heart. We learn about mental health, emotional health, physical well being, and spiritual growth. I talk a lot about how to heal from trauma, abuse, how to handle trauma responses, how to get off of survival mode and start living and enjoying your life. I do a bunch of witchcraft videos and things of that nature, as well as I do card readings, palm readings, and advice and counseling. Now, like what we're about to do today, this is part four of our fire sign reading for 2026. That means I'm reading the whole year of what next year is going to bring for you guys. I do card readings through playing cards. It's just because one, they're easy and accessible for me, and I just don't have any tarot and oracle decks yet. But once I get myself some, when I find the right one for me, we'll be doing readings with them, right? As well as with playing cards and stuff of that nature. Um, so, like what I was saying about my business and things, we talk about emotional, mental, spiritual, and physical well being and health. We talk about being our healthier, happier versions of ourselves. Note that I never tell you guys we're going to be the perfect versions. The perfect version of you does not exist in this realm of reality. Perfection is a lie. And this is coming from a Virgo. So, it has to be true because I feel like all Virgos, we are the most perfect, most holy of all holy signs because the heavens and the earth sings our name. Now, I'm being silly, obviously. Yes, I'm a Virgo. No, I don't think I'm that big. Like, I don't think I'm that type of. The angels are not singing my name. Heaven itself is not opening up with trumpets and roses and all that. And as a sign that's stereotyped to be perfect all the time, I'm telling you now, it doesn't exist. If I can say that healthy means happy, I embrace my flaws, I accept who I am, and I love myself for who I am, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And this allows me to love and accept others for their flaws and see the goodness in them, as well as knowing what I can want, like what I can handle and what I want for myself, as well as what I will not deal with or put up with. Because again, I love my flaws and my goodness. I'm able to know what I want for myself, and therefore I can connect and attract what I need. Now, that being said, if any of those things are interesting to you and you guys like it, have at it. I'm not a certified counselor. I have counseled quite a few people for almost 2 years while my business has been running. We will enter our 2 year anniversary on January 8th. So, it's going to be something special. Um, but yeah, like I was saying, hopefully you guys can hear me. I'm going to be kind of talking in a more softer tone because it's nighttime. People are asleep, and I'm kind of trying to do this I'm trying to get as much videos as I can out of the way to make up and compensate for the few weeks that I've been MIA and not been really steady. Okay. So I read personality through your palms, I do card readings and advice and counseling. Now, without further ado, let's get to the fire signs: Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Hi. How you doing? Let's get to y'all's reading for next year. We are finally tackling January, February, and March. We're tackling what the months are going to bring, okay? So out of 12 months, we are going to tackle the four themes of 2026, okay? All right. January, February, and March is all about emotional detachment and choices. Some people are going to get voted off the island. They are not going to be a part of your life. There's going to be decisions and choices that you're going to have to make that is going to affect you and impact you for the year 2026. What's up, Buttercup? Let's get it started. What's the cause for the emotional detachment and choices for January, February, March? why are the fire signs having the Eight of Hearts? Organization and moving quickly. You know what? I'm sorry. I'm going to put it back. Universe, forgive me. Y'all can't see it, but I'm going to like shuffle them. My poor cards. Y'all been going through. Y'all been going through. It's okay. Can you imagine I had this deck for like about 2 years? Discord, dishonor, and hollow victory is what's causing the emotional detachment. Remember, this is also the same outlook for your love, which we had discussed on part 2 of your fire sign reading. So if you guys want to get into that, go back to part 2. Okay? What's going to help? Unreliability in taking risk. Strong belief, defense, and conviction. This card kind of landed on my arm and the other one kind of just fell out, so I used both of them. So this is what we're going to do. The reason why you guys are going to be detaching emotionally from certain people and situations and things is due to the fact that it does not respect you. You're dealing with dysfunctional, disrespectful people, situations or things that don't see you as a person and want to use and abuse you, okay? And we're just not going to do that for this year. Like, we're not doing it for the end of this year of 2025, and we sure as heaven not going to go over there and bring it up for, you know, for 2026. That's just not going to happen, bro. That's not the move. I'm writing down the cards so that way I can do the Spanish readings a lot easier. So yeah, like I was saying, discord, dishonor, and hollow victory is why we are detaching from people, again, that don't make any sense. If you're going to be disrespectful and rude, if you're going to be dysfunctional energy, chaotic, confusing, there's no clarity, there's no peace, there's no, like, you know, a breath of fresh air. They're just causing a lot of problems, a lot of stress, a lot of unnecessary bullshit. We're not having it. You're getting cut off. You're getting voted off the island. Again, your subscription has ran dry. We're not resubscribing. We're not dealing, entertaining, disrespectful and stupid people. We're just not doing it. We're not putting ourselves in situations that don't make any sense. We're just not doing that. If you needed somebody to tell you that, I'm the one telling you now. January, February, March, we're starting to cut off people. That's the choice that we're making. It is going to be, you guys, that no longer serve a purpose. And it's really hard to cut off family, friends, a partnership that you wanted to work, but it didn't work. And now you have to be like, you may feel like the bad guy for having healthy boundaries and just putting your like, yo, we not about to do this. We not about to entertain this shit. Nah, bro. Nah. No. Do I look like Boo Boo the Fool to you? I thought not. So, anyways, with unreliability and taking a risk, you're going to take, like, here's the thing. If they're not a reliable person, if they're impulsive, we are not tolerating it. I'm not going to be reliable to unreliable people. I'm not going to give you my 100% if you're giving me like negative 100 or less than whatever, right? about to do that. Sorry. Nope. I'm still trying to figure out how to do the I know that you guys gave me a chat. I cannot see the chats. So it's just like super weird, you know? And I feel so shitty because like it shows me after the live. So I apologize, my bad guys. I'm sorry. If you're messaging me here and I'm not messaging back, it's not that I'm trying to be like a bougie motherfucker. I just can't see it. Even with these glasses on, I can't I cannot see the thing. They won't let me do it. They've somehow made it impossible and I'm not tech savvy. So in the future we will text back and forth like I do with my TikTok stuff. All right, so unreliability, taking a risk. Again, this card as a total is just it's being impulsive. That's what it is, okay? This one is all about being carefree and not tied down. This is its cousin. It's impulsiveness. It acts without thinking. It does whatever it wants in the moment, okay? So unreliability and taking risk. Try new things, obviously, but don't be reliable to unreliable people. Don't try to please unpleasable people. If they have to make you feel small for them to feel tall, they are not worth your time at all. If I have to be disrespected and mistreated and you call that love, I don't care if you're with a woman. I don't give a fuck if you're with a man. I don't give a damn if you're with a person. I do not care about the gender of your partner. I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm just saying that whoever he, she, or they may be, if they are going over there mistreating you guys and y'all are just actively taking it, that needs to stop. Like yesterday. Okay, we are not dealing with that anymore. Strong belief, defense, and conviction. You should focus with people who tie into your morals, and you should also stand up for what you believe in. Okay, for example, I am not a hateful person. Okay, I'm not a racist. I'm not a bigot of any kind. At least I like to think that I'm not. I'm not going to judge you for your sexuality. I'm not going to judge you for your political viewpoints most of the time. I am not going to go over there and judge you for your race or your religious standpoints. I am going to judge you by your heart. I am going to judge you by your personality, how you treat yourself, how you treat others. Are you abusing children, yourself, animals, and other people? Are you somebody that will stick up for someone who can't stick up for themselves? Do you have a good heart? That's what I judge people on. I don't judge you by your appearance and the outside stuff. I don't care about your sexuality, your religious standpoints, your nationality, or skin color. You can be purple with glittery hair and yellow stripes. If you have a good heart, you got a good heart. We're going to get along just fine, right? I spent a lot of time trying to please unpleasable people, and I've lost myself along that road just to find myself and build myself up again. And I refuse to go down that road again and just have that kind of confusion. I ain't about to do it. You feel me? Yeah. Mm-mm. Now, that being said, not everybody's going to believe what I believe. Not everyone's going to be like, oh, well, you should judge people by their nationality. You should judge them by their sexuality. You should be a bigot. I'm like, look, if you're a bigot, then this channel, this business is not for you. There's no room for hate, bro. We just love each other, support one another, and just become a vibe. We're lifting each other up. That's what this business is. That's what I believe in. I don't believe in building myself up by tearing other people down. I had that done to me, and I've been the one to do it to others, back in the day. And I've learned my lesson not to do that anymore. I wouldn't say that I'm innocent, but I can admit to my faults, right? So, like I said, when it comes to you tying into your beliefs, you're choosing to stand by your morals and your character code, whatever that code may be. Allow it to be somebody that's open minded, and though you may not agree with everything, you're not just going to judge people off the bat because they don't believe what you believe. You're going to judge them by character. Okay? Understand, not everybody gonna be on the bandwagon, Leo. Not everyone's gonna be on the bandwagon, Sagittarius and Aries. Some of these motherfuckers are not gonna agree with you. That's their problem, not yours. That's their problem, not y'all's. I said what I said, bro. No cap, real talk on business. People are gonna do what they want to do at the end of the day, whether they're right or wrong. They're gonna do what they want to do. I made myself lemonade, guys. I like sour sweet things. All right. Now, we're going to talk now about April, May, and June. So we're talking about the next 3 months, right? April, May, and June is represented by the Eight of Diamonds. This is attention to detail, focus, and practice. Again, time, energy, and effort. Because if I'm paying attention to the details, I'm being very precise and I'm making sure that I'm taking great attention to what's going on. Okay. Focus and making sure whatever I put my energy into, it's something that's going to work for me. Practice. I'm going to make sure that I work on this thing until I get it done right. Okay. Time, energy, and effort. Why is April? We got two of them. Okay. The reason why we are doing time, energy, and effort is because we're focusing on new friendship and love. So can you guys can see that, right? Okay, if I can see it, I think you guys can. This is the Ace of Hearts. New friendship and romance is what it represents. So we're focusing on making new connections and we're focusing on romance. I would say if you guys are going to be going through like a lot of relationship issues and kind of like cluttering, like decluttering it out, right? Cleaning it out and focusing on healing before you step into the relationship part, have a relationship with yourself first. I'm going to really stress that out. Okay. At the end of the day, these card readings are to advise you. This is to give you clarity on how to handle certain energies and situations that you may be facing this coming year. That means at the end of the day, no matter what I advise you guys to do, you are your own person. You're going to do what you want to do at the end of the day. But don't come to me and say I did not warn you. I'm going to stress this to the max because I wish when I was doing relationships for the first time or whatever, that somebody had told me this and that I was smart enough to listen. Okay. My first relationship started when I was like 19. So obviously, I didn't know what the fuck relationships were because I never been in one before. And it was okay, but I should have started a relationship with myself and be my own lover, right? Before connecting with another person. Because when I was 19, I was going through some shit, like a narcissistic relationship, and I got out of it. And I suffered with that relationship for like 8 or 7 years. Okay, like 6 years if we're being honest. But like it was terrible. And I thought if I got out of the relationship, then it won't bother me anymore. I didn't know about healing. And there's a lot of unhealed versions of myself that created a lot of toxicity that kind of contribute to the relationship not working well, as well as other factors. Okay. So you got to make sure before you become a romantic partner for somebody else, be romantic with yourself. Love yourself, treasure yourself, learn your love languages, learn how to accept love from others without thinking that they're out here to use and abuse you. Because if you are not ready to be loved by somebody, if you are still hurting from the past, and believe and receive, a lot of times a relationship doesn't work. It is due to past issues, the past person, the past problem, and things of that nature, right? And it can be super fucking confusing. So I say this again with motherfucking love in my heart for you guys. because I do care for whoever is listening and receiving these videos. I want y'all to be able to enjoy yourself. I want you to succeed and everything. And I don't want y'all making the same mistakes I have. Okay, so the good thing is I fucked up a lot. That means I have a lot of wisdom to give you guys so you don't get, screwed over too. Love yourself before you love somebody else. Do not be in a relationship because you are lonely. We women, right? We get into relationship because we're lonely because we don't want to deal with ourselves. We don't want to deal with our issues. We assume that somebody being in our lives will either distract us or take away our problems and make us feel better instead of doing the inner work and really working on ourselves before we connect with somebody else. Because if you don't deal with your issues that you have with yourself and issues that you may have about relationships, because at some point in time, that partner that you have right now is going to go over there and remind you something from the ex partner. And the ex partner may have been a really conniving, manipulative lady or a guy or a person. And you're going to kind of think back about the time you were with them and think that this person is just another copy of them, even though you know it's not. It's going to split you. Before you get into a relationship, please learn to love yourself. Learn to heal from your scars and build your confidence up enough to where when something happens, you're not shooken down to the ground about it. You're like, okay, if I don't like something my partner is doing, I'm now at that part. Like, okay, I used to be really bad about expressing my emotions, right? I'm a very empathetic person to other people's needs. I wasn't very empathetic to my own needs. Now I am empathetic to what I want, and I'm very compassionate and understanding of what my partner needs. And I can be able to express them what I need, and I can accept what they need, and we can work it together. Communication, right? Expressing your emotions and things. Ladies, if you're like me and emotions are not really your thing, you're gonna have to learn how to do it. Guys, ladies, don't run away from your guy, your man, okay, your king, or your partner who expresses themselves emotionally. Because at least you know where they stand and they have emotional intelligence and emotional strength to let you know what's going on. They're not just going to bottle up everything inside, slowly kill themselves or you, because it's hard being both genders. It's hard being a woman because you're expected to do all these things. And it's hard being a guy because society has unrealistic expectations for you. You have to be manly, but not too manly. You have to be macho, but not too macho. You have to be smart, but don't be too smart. Don't be too built. You don't want to be look self-conceited. You don't want to be less muscly. Now you look weak. Oh, this, that, and third. Everything is contradictory. Everything is contradictory. This is why a lot of guys kill themselves. The pressure alone is hard. It's hard being a guy, just as it's hard being a lady. Now, some of y'all gonna hear this and you're gonna be like, oh, yeah, but we women have it hard. We have children, yes. But sometimes there are guys that have to raise children by themselves, and there's not a lot of support for single fathers, let us alone single mothers. Whatever you're going through, a guy is going through it too. Controversial, ideology. It is very controversial. It's very, a hot topic, a sensitive topic about the gender and the gender roles. But I said what I said. If your man, if your partner, whoever he, she, or they may be, come to you about their feelings and express to you what is going on, receive it with kind. This also means your partner, whoever he, she, they may be, must also receive how you feel with kind heart, kind mind, kind body, empathy. Everybody needs motherfucking empathy. And yet, the stupidest thing of all is that nobody fucking learns it. We learn it from watching YouTube videos. I learned it from witchcraft. Okay, I did. My little books that I read about the basics of the styles and the craft and what it is and how to go about it and how to heal from emotional trauma and all that stuff, right? I learned from witchcraft. Being a witch has healed me from things I never thought I could heal from. That's my journey. It may not be yours. But if you are not ready to jump into the waters with another person, be romantic and be your own lover. Be your own friend, be your own lover, be your own partner. Because if you don't know how to treat yourself, you're not going to be able to let other people treat you. That's the roughest, hardest lesson I have learned in this life. One of the hardest. If you don't know how to love yourself, you are not going to receive love from other people. Real talk, on business, no cap. Truth. All right? Now, when you're making friends and all, make sure you connect with people that give you what you give. All right? Don't be dealing with fake ass friends. There's a lot of them. Be picky with your friendship. Now, what's going to help you guys? Healing. Remember, we just talked about healing on like the last one. Healing requires you to forgive yourself, work on your scars, your mental scars, memories, your emotional scars, feelings, your physical scars, either outside or how your body reacts to certain situations, right? And your spiritual scars, things that have been so devastating, and the scar is so deep that it affects your soul, okay? When I was dealing with a narcissistic relationship when I was younger, right? Because as y'all know, I just told you I got in my relationship when I was 19. I'm 30 now. Okay? So it's been a cotton picking second. I had dealt with this narcissistic relationship, I'm going to be really honest with you, for about 7 or so years, right? I dealt with them really young. And they used to bust down my doors. They used to kick down my doors, break my room. They used to make things smell like gasoline. They used to just fuck with my mind. And they did a lot of like, physical harm and things of that nature. I'm not going to get into details of it, but it was really ugly. And certain things used to terrify me. Like I hated the sound of door knocks. I hated the sound of like lots of noises. I hated the sound of church music because again, my abuser was a pastor. Aren't they all, right? Not all pastors are this way, but they were a deacon of a church. And when I did ask for help, when I did cry for assistance, nobody really helped me. Nobody really believed me because how could a pastor, how could a deacon, how can a person of the Lord do this to another person, right? That's just, that is just, you're just being crazy. You've been through so much and you're just being crazy, right? It's not true. And it took me years to heal from that. There were certain triggers, like when I heard door knocks, when I saw green vans, when I listened to church music, my body would go back into that time where I'm trapped with this person and I'm helpless and I'm weak and I can't do anything about it. And my body would start to react in panic. I would start getting panic attacks. I would freeze up. I would sometimes faint or black out. And it would just be so extreme and so ugly. I remember that I had my second boyfriend at the time, and I used to cry on the phone because, again, I didn't heal. So they would spend hours trying to calm me down and everything and make sure that I'm okay. But, like, I wasn't there anymore. I wasn't living with them anymore. I was far away from this person, and yet the memory, the emotions, and the feelings of it would haunt me for years. Eventually, I was able to overcome certain triggers to where I can listen to church music and not have a panic attack and cry. I can listen to people knock on the door and I can open it without worrying that I'm going to get hurt, right? And it took a long time. And I'm not saying this again to be like poor, pitiful me. I'm just using myself as an example to let you guys know, right? That it's okay. It is okay to not be fully healed. However, you got to work on calming yourself down because your panic, your trauma response is how you react to high point stress. It's okay. Your body is just so used to being in a stressful, toxic situation, it doesn't know how to react when it's safe. It thinks that this is a new form of torture because your body doesn't know what it's like to relax and take things easy. So when you're going through these types of attacks, right? These panic attacks, these emotional whiplashes where one day you're feeling good and then something will happen that day and you start thinking about what happened to you and you just kind of buckle down and cry, or you get really angry and you kind of just have like very up and down mood swings while you're healing. It's normal. You're not doing it wrong. You're not a crazy person. You're not making it up. It's not all in your head. It's not. It's okay. You're just going through the motions and you're trying to heal. Okay? So work on your scars. Work on forgiving yourself for giving chances to dumb people. Work on forgiving yourself for staying in situations that didn't deserve you staying in there. Forgive yourself for not feeling strong enough to take on the situation on hand. You don't have to be hard on yourself. You just have to forgive yourself. You did what you thought was right, and the situation is hard. Life gives us impossible things to overcome. And when you're healing, you can't run away from those feelings, man. You're gonna have to face them. And they're really scary feelings. They're intense emotions, right? And it's easier just to avoid them and run away and not really deal with it. But you have to sit down and you have to feel those emotions. You have to feel the anger and the pain and the rage. And you have to tell yourself every day that you're doing your best and that you are safe and you are loved, that you love yourself, and that you have family and friends and people that are rooting for you. You are somebody's inspiration. You are somebody's special someone. You know what I mean? And again, I hold your hands and I give you hugs and kisses. You got this, and it's okay to have bad days and good days. Both days are progress and you're going through them. Okay? It's like sitting at a beach and you see a giant wave. You want to run from the giant wave, but you know that if you sit down and let that wave wash over you, it will go back to the sea. You have to feel that weight, understand it, accept it, and then allow it to go. That is healing, and you're going to feel those waves a lot. Okay. Other than forgiving yourself and dealing with your scars and working on your triggers, right? Because those are the 3 steps of healing. The other 3 steps, that's right, my lovelies, there's 6. If you count vengeance of living your life, then there's 7, okay? But we're talking about 6. The first 3 steps are going to be hard, but believe and receive you will overcome it and you will be okay. Healing requires to unlearn everything that you have learned so far and relearn things differently. That's why you're going to go through these 6 steps over and over and over and over again. And it's going to drive you insane. But believe and receive, baby. You're not going crazy. You're just going through the motions of healing. And healing is like a motherfucking roller coaster on top of a hurricane, surfing a wave in the Bahamas, sipping a martini and doing backshot jellos. Okay. It's crazy and it's sometimes really fun, but it's just one of those things you're going to have to just ride with. Eventually you get used to the ride and you understand the lessons and blessings, and you get to that point where you're like, look, some things I've healed from, some things I haven't, but I'm still that badass bitch. Like, I'm that boss king, boss queen, boss royal in between. I have my crown on, my confidence is radiant, and I have arrived to slay the day, be happy, and be gay, and amazing, right? You're gonna feel yourself. You're gonna feel that confidence that I got this kind of thing because you've been through it so many times. It'll get less and less difficult, and some things may be like, oh, wow, that's actually something that was traumatic. You'll be able to handle it a lot better. It still may rock you a bit, but it won't be so damaging like the first few times of doing this, okay? So forgive yourself, work on your scars, focus on your PTSD. Yeah, post traumatic stress disorder is a thing for toxic, abusive relationships and situations, whether it be childhood trauma, adult trauma, teen trauma, or whatever it may be. Now, the last three steps are fucking fun. Once you get over through those first steps, you're okay. The last ones are fun in the bun. Okay, we block unnecessary people. If you are wasting my time, you're not worth my time. If I have to feel small and insignificant and weak for you to feel strong and powerful, I'm not entertaining that bullshit. I deserve the best, the very best. Why? Because I'm a daiquiri. I'm a fun drink and I have lots of candies in different colors. And I'm not for everybody, but I'm always for all occasions, okay? I'm top dollar. I'm expensive. I'm limited edition. I deserve the best. That's the energy you're going to bring. Block those people. Block them. Pay attention to people that give you attention, that give you what you give back. If I'm giving you 100, you're giving me 100. If I'm giving you respect, loyalty, and, kindness, you better give that same energy back because I'm not tolerating one sided relationships. I'm not killing myself any longer to please unpleasable people. My energy is precious. My time is precious. And I value my worth. That is what you're bringing in for 2026. Block the unnecessary people. Step 5, learn yourself. Remember and understand you have been spending a long time not being yourself by being somebody else that would survive. Now it's time to stop surviving and start living. We're learning how to live our life truthfully, abundantly, and just unapologetically. Okay? Mm-hmm. And the sixth steps is that we're starting to connect with people who are worth our time, that radiate us, that vibrate what we vibrate. Oh, jeez. What's the outcome? Okay. The Joker of Spades, fighting for a cause and rebelling. This card as a whole is all about standing up for what you believe in and speaking your piece. You are going to have a voice. April, May, and June, fire signs are going to be speaking. My shoulder hurts so bad. And I don't know if it's like, yeah, y'all heard it. I have to just like fucking pop my bones to loosen up. I don't know. I don't know if it's a 30 thing or whatever, but we did it. So sorry if you don't like that sound. Okay, I will try not to do it as often. But like my guts. Okay. All right, like I was saying, right? We are going to speak our voice. If something doesn't really like resonate with you, if it's not something that makes you feel comfortable, it doesn't bring you joy, we're not doing it. And if you don't agree with something, speak your piece. Let it rip, tater chip. Let it be. Okay? All right. All right, now we're going to talk about July through August. I'm sorry, July through September. Because it's July, August, and September. So, yeah. Hold on. July, August, and September is definitely going to give you guys a run for your money because we're learning how to take out people and embrace people who are worth our time. There's choices that need to be done, right, for the first 3 months. We're now working on standing up for ourselves, focusing on people that make sense, and healing from our scars. But July, August, and September, the main theme is going to be the Nine of Spades. This is nightmare, worry, problem, and guilt. This is all about feeling stressed out, anxious, nervous, uncomfortable. And I feel like when it comes to guilt, you guys may be feeling guilty for healing. You may feel like maybe you're being dramatic, right? I'm sorry, guys. Just hold on. Okay? Hold on. Just give me a moment. Yeah, I switched shirts. Hopefully they're not gonna cancel me for that, but that shirt was really tight on my shoulders, so hopefully my shoulders can stop hurting. If it keeps on like this, then I may have gotten malaria, but I don't think I have. Alright, anyways, like I was saying, nightmare, worry, problem, and guilt is the theme for July, August, and September of 2026 for my fire signs. Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, okay? So, why? What's the cause of this stress for July, August, and September? What is the cause of stress? Patience, wisdom, and diplomacy, the King of Hearts. So you may be dealing with people who are testing your patience, who are not good at compromising, and who do not use wisdom and intelligence. I'm not gonna lie, that would probably get on my nerves too. Carrying burdens, responsibility, and debt, being stretched too thin, and doing too much. Okay? Because when it comes to carrying burdens, responsibility, and debt as a whole, it's kind of like the partner to this card. Okay? This is when you're being stretched from here to work, to relationships, to community, to everything, and you just don't have the time. You're overwhelmed and bombarded and just have way too much on your plate. Okay? Achieving goals and rest from action. Okay. All right. Let me drink my lemonade. All right. Let's get into it. Oh, you know what? I apologize, guys. I read that wrong. It's not that I think you're going to use wisdom, patience, and diplomacy to handle a lot of your responsibilities. You need to be able to be wise, patient, and diplomatic with the things that you have to do. Let's get into that, all right? When I say this, what I mean is that you should write lists. You should have a planner, you should have a calendar, you should have some form of organization. Because at least when you have a planner or a calendar, it gives you a visual representation of what you need to do. Okay. When, like, here's the thing. I think the next time I go out, um, I know somebody who has like a stationery. I'm gonna ask and see if I can get like a journal or maybe like print out some like a calendar for 2026, right? And start really planning, preparing for this coming year and get myself situated because right now I'm just kind of roughing it. And when I say roughing it, I really mean I'm just dogging it. Like I'm just going to go over there and just go with what I want and do what I want to do without really any like, um without any real con- not communication, without any real like organization and things. It's just kind of like the method to the madness is what I'm running on. The method to the madness. It may look like madness, but there's a method behind it, right? I'm running on that. So I think if you guys write things down, get a calendar, you can print it out. If you can go to the dollar store or you can get like a really little cheap one and just be able to write things down like every 2 weeks, just so that way you can have something to do or just finish per month, right? If that's what you like. And then that way you can have it a lot more steady. It keeps you balanced. But be wise on how you use your time. Be patient with yourself and try to be patient with others. And if you can't agree on something, go back to it later or just turn to something else. You can combine ideas and you can take turns. Compromising doesn't mean letting go of every single thing and not doing anything that you want. You can compromise by meeting in the middle, taking turns, and agreeing to disagree. The reason why you should try wisdom, patience, and diplomacy is because you have a lot on your plate and you guys may be doing a little too much. If you pace yourself and you take your time and really kind of like get it kind of at least steadied, ask help if you need help. Don't be trying to do everything by yourself. Fire babies, earth babies, water babies, and air babies, okay? Because all of us, you guys are very independent people. You like to do things on your own and you like to take charge. But sometimes, even the baddest of the bad and the bosses of the bosses need some assistance and help. Ask for it. Ask for help. Ask for teamwork. Ask for assistance. Don't be doing everything on your own. This is going to kill you. Save your money. That's going to help you out with achieving your goals and rest from action, the retirement card. So at the end of the day, we're going to be wise about how we handle our problems, patient with ourselves and others, and we're going to use diplomacy to help ourselves out, which means master compromiser, taking turns, trying one thing after another, combining ideas, or and if you cannot agree on anything, leave it or come back to it later. Okay? You are not always going to win the battle, and neither is the other person. Take a win when you can take a win and choose your battles wisely. When it comes to debt, save your money. Put some on the side, bro. You got leftover money, great. Half of it goes into savings, half of it goes in your pocket. You find loose change on the ground, put it into savings. Every quarter, penny, nickel, and dime, every dollar bill, big or small, put it into savings. After a while, you'll stack up nice, and you'll be able to use it to live off of. You're going to achieve your goals and you're going to have rest from action. But rest from action means I'm not killing myself for the name of the dollar. Benjamin is not going to kill me because I'm out here chasing the dollar bills. Ah, choose wisdom, be smart, work hard, but like here's the thing, work smarter, not harder. Okay? Do what you got to do without killing yourself in the name of the money in the process. Now, that being said, we're going to talk about October, November, and December. This is all about practicality and dependability. We're doing things that we can rely on, and we're doing things that make sense. God, I'm really going through. Oh, teamwork. See, just like I was telling you guys about July, August, and September, you're going to need some teamwork. Make sure you get practical and dependable people. Don't be getting the fuck yous. I can't do this. Oh, that's too hard. Yeah, you see, if you can't work hard, I don't want you. I hate lazy. Like, here's the thing, I don't like people who don't try. I can't. I can't. I'm gonna sound like such a mean person. If you're not trying your best, what are you doing with your life? What, what are you doing if you can't try? I can be so understanding if you gave it your best shot and you're like, you know what, this is kind of hard. Look, bro, no sweat. What do we need to do? Let me help you out. But if you're just not trying and you're trying to get everybody else to do your work, I hate lazy people. Unless you are the YouTuber lazy, I don't want you. Because he is the only lazy that I like, okay? I motherfucking love that man's like YouTube channel. Not like he would ever like watch this, but if he did, hi. My sister got me stuck on your YouTube channel. I really like it. He is very funny and he keeps me in the know. Great wealth and inheritance. Okay. This is the same card that is going to be the theme of 2026 for the fire babies. So if you use teamwork, okay, you will be able to achieve great wealth and inheritance. Nightmare, worry, problem, and guilt. Before you guys get scared, by using teamwork, this will help you not stress out so much. Okay, you'll be able to achieve great wealth and inheritance because you're using teamwork with people, you're teaming up with people who make sense, who are dependable and practical. If they are not dependable and practical and you're trying to get them to do teamwork, it's going to cause you a lot of problems. Don't stress. Stress blocks blessings. Okay? Instead of stressing, do what the word is backwards. Have a dessert. Get a treat. Treat yourself. Okay? Take a deep breath. Puff up your chest. You're going to be okay. You're doing all right. No one's going to get it done perfect all the time. But I'm really proud to say that you guys are going to be learning how to like get rid of people who've been slowing you down, who have not been treating you right. Kick them out. Welcome people who are loving, kind, and warm and authentic. Work on handling your stress a lot better by using teamwork and asking for help. And work with dependable and practical people because they're going to help you get your goals, okay? You don't have to do everything by yourself because you don't think people are confident or competent. Listen, been there, done that. I used to do everything on my own because I didn't believe that people had the common sense to get the job done right. Because every time I used to ask for help, they never helped me. And then it turned into me just doing everything on my own because I'm stubborn and I didn't want to deal with people disappointing me. This would have saved me a lot of headache and drama had I just gone over there and asked the right people to help me. Okay. Now we're going to talk about why you're having loss of opportunity and how come this is your biggest thing. We had the 3 of diamonds, the 10 of diamonds, and the 9 of spades. Where's my, oh, there it is. Okay. I have to write down all my side cards. So October to December, 3 of diamonds, 10 of diamonds, Nine of spades. Boop-a-doop-a-doop. Making weird noises. All right, so now we're going to get into why loss of position is going to be one of your problems, okay? Loss of opportunities. This is due to leadership and exploration. Again, this is the same thing that represents your finance. We're taking charge of our life and we're trying new things. So I think by losing opportunity, you guys are going to start focusing on things that make sense. Yeah. So let's get into it in just a second. Okay. So hold on, guys. I know. I know. I know. I know. Um. Okay. Okay. We are good. So, like I was saying, the reason why we're going to have lots of opportunities is due to leadership and exploration, which is the three of clovers. We're focusing on trying new things and taking charge of our life. So, how can we do that, right? By putting endurance, diligence, and strength, putting time, energy, and effort into things that allow us to be able to achieve our goals. Okay, so I'm putting my time, energy, and effort and things that allow me to have enough money to take a trip, to try new things, to take charge of my life. I am losing opportunity that is holding me back, slowing me down. Now, sometimes when we think about losing opportunity, losing our job, losing our home, losing our relationships, losing our stuff, that it's a curse, right? Oh my God, we're just having such bad luck. No, you not having bad luck, baby. You losing things that don't make sense. Okay? Like we talked about from January through December. You guys are going to be losing people, losing situations, and losing things that no longer suit you. They had their time. Their subscription has ran out. They no longer need you, and you no longer need them. And sometimes letting go is a very hard thing to do. It's scary, but just like how they said in Spider Man, it's a leap of faith. You just have to trust that the higher power, your higher self, the universe, the gods and goddesses and divine entities and beings and spirits that watch over you, right? Your spirit guides and all of them from the higher divine power knows what they're doing and is going to guide you into something better. But you can't hold on to old stuff and expect new things to come. You have to make room for the new things. That means you have to let go of the old stuff and welcome in the new stuff. Okay. And that can be something that you guys are facing because you may think that because I'm losing all these things, then that must mean I'm doing something wrong. No, it could also mean that you no longer have to have them. They're not meant for you to have anymore. You're supposed to level up and it's going to be scary. I'm not gonna lie to you, gonna be scary, but believe and receive. The benefits are good. All right. Time, energy, effort into newer and better things, things that make sense, things that are dependable, things that respect your emotions and your empathy and give you compassion and understanding. Those are the things you're going to need. You're going to be able to achieve your goals and have rest from action by planning, preparing for something better. Now let's get into why your solution is untruthfulness, untrustworthiness, and theft. All right, we're getting into the details of everything. Okay. 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 So I'm going to say it. The reason why untruthfulness, untrustworthiness, and theft is your solution is not that you guys are focusing on shady, fugazi, sauce people, right? It's not that. It's just that if they're like this, we're not going to put up with it because this is what we're going to do. We're going to lose people who are untruthful, untrustworthy, and rob us of time, energy, and effort. Okay? We are welcoming family contentment and joy. I am welcoming people who are loving, kind, bring peace of mind, people I enjoy being around. I am going to heal again. Your year does require you guys to do some growth and do some healing. That means forgiving yourself, working on your scars, focusing on your triggers and what sets you off and what makes you feel unsafe. Let go of dysfunctional, ugly, stupid people, situations, and things. Focus on learning yourself again, learning how to live your life, express yourself freely. Understand that you are that badass bitch. You got this. Okay, you're a boss king, boss queen, boss royal in between. You're bodacious in every way. And connect with people that connect with you because you're vibrating a lot higher when you heal. You're able to connect with other people in a more like, open-minded way. And whatever you guys are daydreaming or things that you want to achieve, put energy, time, effort into it. This is the same card that has popped up for your theme of 2025, okay, which we talked about in part 2. So let go of the untruthful people. Let go of the people you can't trust. Let go of the people who've robbed you of time, energy, and effort. They had their chance. Decided to play stupid games. Now they're getting stupid prizes. That's on them, not on you. Okay? Don't feel like you have to entertain bullshit. You don't. I want to be a nice person. Believe and receive. You are still a nice person even when you tell people to fuck off. And I know somebody gonna look at me and be like, you curse a lot for a lady. Yes, I do, but I'm being honest when I'm talking to you. I would talk to you guys like how I talk to my family. Do I curse this much with them? Yes, I do. I wish I could look at you and say I don't. Like, unless you're my niece and nephew, right? But everybody else is fair game. Okay, this is how I express myself. So, why is your major theme for 2026 all about great wealth and inheritance? How are you guys getting that? Right? Let's get into it. Oh, shit. Because we're focusing on our mental health and we're moving forward. Let's go. That's what's up. Recuperation and recovery. We're finding our rhythm and our beat and our rhythm. We're taking our time to get ourselves together, compose ourselves, and then arrive like the fabulous people we are. Right? And what's the outcome? Ooh. Well, this is the first one that I saw, so. Independence and self-reliance. The nine of diamonds is the one that I saw, so I'm gonna take it. So I'm really happy. So your great wealth and inheritance isn't only going to be about financial inheritance. It's a lot about just kind of stepping into your power and your worth. Let's go fire babies. That is what's up. I'm totally for it and I'm really proud of you guys. Okay. 6 of spades, 4 of spades, and 9 of diamonds. Okay. Well, I'm happy for you guys. So that's awesome. You know what I mean? I'm really excited. Anyways, just to summarize y'all's reading, right? Healing is going to be a major factor. Tap into your emotions and work on letting go of things that don't make sense. There are going to be a lot of things you're going to force to be let go of this coming year. Don't be afraid. You're letting go of things that no longer suit you, things that have been blocking you or slowing you down or have kind of like grown, right? You're letting it go and you're welcoming in new things. Make sure that you're your best friend, your lover, your partner first before reconnecting and making new relationships. Make sure that you really heal, forgive yourself, work on your scars, understand your triggers, let go of dysfunctional people, people who are fake and shit. Learn how to love yourself, and embrace others. All right, all in all, you guys are going to be great. This coming year is going to be amazing for you. It's going to have a little bump on the road, but do not sweat it. You got this. Slay the day, be happy, and be gay. Peace out. And if you like what I do, follow and subscribe. We are also going to be doing individual readings for Aries through Pisces either this week or next. So don't worry, everything's going to be fine. Bye, guys. Follow and